Hello, welcome to ErfDragon Art. This is the semi-final of this particular series. We're just about to finish off the fine-tuning part, which we'll do in the next video. But today we're going to be focusing mainly on the brain area that we talked about last week, and a few other areas where we need to just touch up on. So without further ado, let's go into this particular video, and I'll catch you at the end for a close-out. Why does it keep freezing, man? Good evening, everybody. Right, so just to recap, first of all, hope you all had a really good day today. My day was a bit tough, to say the least. It wasn't as smooth. This whole week has been a bit rough, to be fair. Technical issue, but just to recap, yesterday I was working on the eyes and the scars of the face. I need to zoom in, sorry to scare you. So I was just working on the eyes and the scar, and as you can see on here, if you look closely on this one, I tried to make the eyes look as realistic as possible and giving a bit of depth into the scar, and also did a bit of work on the the stitches themselves. So I'm going to be continuing the stitches part, and the bit I'm going to do next is the is literally just on the inside of the scar. So you can see on here, for example, I've got some grey bits on there. So I need to first of all clean that up. Just going to clean that up and then just try and add some detail to that, and hopefully, if I can, get onto the hair, which is hair on the next, which is the next bit. In fact, I might even do the mouth actually, because that's the other thing I need to do as well. But I want to get this stitching bit done, sorry, the scar area done first. So let's get cracking. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is, if you look at here, you can see that some of these have gone over the lines here a bit. I wonder if I can put them underneath. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to erase some of it, because you can see it's going over some of the lines here. So I'm just going to erase it a little bit. Where I've taken off these edges, I can now reveal what was behind. So all those red colours I did yesterday are now showing through on top, which is exactly what I was looking to do. And it so far seems to be working quite well. I mean, once I've finished this picture, I will need to go back over some of these parts and just clean up certain areas. But I really want to get onto the Kraken as soon as I can. There's other characters I want to add on, but I think I'm very eager to get this Kraken sorted. So I'll probably spend the majority of the weekend doing that part. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to the inner skull bit. And I'm going to now select the colour range. So we've now got this little mask here. Now there's a few things I can see on here where there's little gaps. Like if you look here, this top bit here, it's just a bit of a gap between the stitching. So I need to fill those in. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. point of this bit is to give the impression that that you can see the, how can I put it? You can see the different layers of the skin that's just visible if you have a cut or whatever. Okay, so what I'm going to do now I've filled those in, I'm going to get another layer. My blending brush from those who you were watching yesterday will know. Change the opacity again to 30. And again, this is just so that I can build it up slowly. I don't want to build up the shade too much. Now I need to add just a bit of shade now. I need to be a bit more, displaced when I do this. So it's not going to be complete one direction of shade. It's going to be different areas because there's going to be different contours on the actual gaps in the skin. I can put a little bit of extra shade on the stitches as well. See how it's making the background sort of stand out a bit more. And particularly where the stitches are, you can see the shadow from the stitches showing as well. Again, this is still experimental. It's still an experiment because I'm learning how to paint successfully. And I guess this is probably good training for if I was to ever go back into, well, I say go back into, if I was to ever take up real painting at any point, I can take what I'm learning from here and apply it a bit more. But I think the biggest lesson I'm learning and having to really get my head around is to not worry about the itty bitty details too early in the pictures. I know if anyone who knows my work knows that I'm very, I put a lot of information, a lot of detail in my pictures. But sometimes what I've come to notice is that I put the details in, I try and fill those details out instead of just laying them on top, each piece on top of each other until I get where I need to go. And like with here, if I'd done the skull without the stitches showing, this would probably be a bit easier to do. But it's something I have to learn to really get my head around. When I do pictures in the future, I can go straight in with all these kind of colours, and I'm only seeing the bit that I'm actually colouring in. And now, if you look at the face, as you can see, there's some very decent cracks looking there on his face, where it looks like it's just really dry and creepy. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just going to finish off by cleaning up some of the areas that I know where there are little gaps and stuff like that. So let's try and do that before I go into the bolts. I do love this burn tool, this dodge and burn tool. I wish I'd discovered it a bit more when I did other pictures. My first sort of digital painting drawing, because I could have gotten a much deeper effect in a lot of earlier pieces. Now I can still go back and do it, but they were competition pieces, and if I'd known about the dodge and burn tool and understood it, I possibly could have made my image so much more impactful, but I didn't know about it until now. Okay, so I think that's fine there. Let's quickly save it. Got some up here as well, so I'll try and fix this one as well now. Like with the earlier scars, I'm just going to pinpoint certain areas where I need to put some shading, because some of it's going to be in the light this time. Whereas the scars are pretty much in the dark, most of it, this is going to have some alternative colour on it, just on the light side of it. See, like there, it's going to be quite dark because it's under the shade. See, that's kind of giving it sort of a nice thick edge so you can sort of see what's there. Okay, so now I'm going to add the opposite, which is some light colour. Alright, so I think the last thing for tonight, we're just going to do the brain matter. Well, I'm just going to do the base colour on the brain matter. I'm not going to do all of it. And the one thing I do need to do is I want to remove this whole thing completely. So first I'm going to choose the colour. I'm going to delete that image and I'm going to repaint it, basically. Because I made a mistake earlier where I added extra shade and I was fortunately too late to I wasn't able to go back in far enough to get rid of it, so I'm just going to redo this bit. To give an example, when on the mouth, I did each part of the mouth very, very separately. That I did do, and I made sure that each section of the mouth was wide enough that it covered the whole area, and then I put the second colour on top and vice versa. But on this bit, I didn't really do it that way. The one thing I am going to do though is I'm going to make this brain a bit more of a bluey colour. So I'm going to change the colour slightly. So we've now got one big solid colour. And I can just see areas where I need to just clean up slightly. Right, so we've now got a colour. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a hue and adjustment. Oops, add it to the right thing. Hue and adjustment. I'm going to colorise it and I'm going to try and make it a bit bluey. Now to be fair, that whole colour looks quite good, but I'm not going to do it on that. I'm just going to do it on this bit here. What I'm basically going to do is I'm just going to add a bit of basic shade across the whole thing. Oh, why is it going over his face? That's not right. So I'm just going to give it some base shade. But eventually, what I'm going to be doing is I will be putting, you know, some more detail in it. But I just want to get the basic shadows and things like that. Just to finish off this bit, I'm now going to bring in my pattern. And I'm going to go into there a little bit further, get my zoom brush in, and just try and resemble some of those elements there. Again, I'm trying not to overdo the shade. So I want to give it some depth. I don't want to overdo it. No, I think that's got quite a decent effect. I'm just going to very quickly do the mouth. I feel like I've been wanting to do the mouth for ages, and I know if I don't do anything now, I'm probably going to regret it later. So I'm going to do a little bit of the mouth very quickly, but I am going to be super quick. Okay, so that's all the brains part done. It's kind of a weird colour, but I think it looks kind of cool, even in a weird kind of creepy way. But I'm happy with how that looked at how the end result of the brain looked really good. It just really gave that sense of it being that pinkish colour, but looking very old and decrepit and blah blah blah. Anyway, next week we're going to be doing some fine tuning. Just to reiterate on previous videos, this was recorded back in 2016 via Facebook using a camera. So the quality of the video and obviously the skill level that I had at the time was not up to that level that it is currently, but I'm hoping to really change that going forwards. And when we do the reconstruction, which I'm going to do in a couple of videos time, I'm going to try and correct some of the things that I'm not happy with on this particular piece to make him at least look half decent. So stick around for that by hitting that subscribe button and ticking that notification bell. Had to get it in there somehow. Anyway, a couple of quick things before we finish. If you'd like to support this channel in any way, I've signed to buymeacoffee.com. Any funds will go towards lighting and other equipment to help make these videos much better, much more pristine, and better for you guys to really enjoy. No obligation, but I appreciate anything you can give. Secondly, I have a channel called ErfDragon on Holiday, where I do a lot of vlogs, background information about the channel, and any other events I happen to go through that are unrelated to any of these channels. So if that is something that is of interest to you, be sure to check that out. But I will stress I don't post on that as much as on this channel and on my Lego channel. Lastly, I have a bricks channel called ErfDragon Bricks, where I do mostly Lego, but some of it will be non-Lego stuff. So do check that out as well if you're into that sort of thing. It's a hobby I've recently got back into, and you may enjoy those particular videos as well. Well, I do hope you have enjoyed this channel. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. That shows great support to me and helps other people like yourselves enjoy this kind of content. Secondly, be sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss the future episodes, especially as there's going to be 2 more episodes in this particular series coming through. One of them will be a reconstruction of this character to just bring those proportions back and make him look a little more realistic. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. See you on the next one and catch you later. Bye bye. There's something in my brain.